Alright, I think we're on, might be, maybe, possibly, could be live, maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Looks like it. Alright. Looks like it. Alright. And there I have the camera. Alright. My tablet was on. I verified that we have audio. We could be good to go. Just a slight delay as we had some technical difficulties there with getting the camera to connect to my OBS, but we are up and running, it appears. Audio looks, video looks like it might be decent, possibly. Alright, good deal. But I'm missing something over here. I'm missing the chat. And that's kind of a big deal. I would like to have that. Maybe, I think I might have to have something up and running first. So let's see if I can get that going over here. Well, why would I be starting if it wasn't me? Sometimes this thing is quite fun. Alright. Wait, maybe not. Okay. Let's see if I can get Chat Ninja to cooperate here. It's not wanting to connect up. Oh well. You would know that me trying to change over would have its little quirks here. That's okay. We'll work through them. Hopefully this will connect up. I don't know why it's not. Wait a minute. Let me check something else. Evidently it's an extension that's not there for whatever reason. That's unfortunate. Let's see if it's maybe... Let's see if this is operator error.
Hello, my YouTube friends.
That was me trying to figure. Oops. That might be my problem. Okay. I'm going to try something here, and then if this doesn't work, we're just going to have to wing it. We're going to have to just keep going. But I would kind of like to get that up because it's pretty cool. All right. we go. All right. All right, Ryan Crow. I saw that. All right. Apparently, I can't go back now and grab all this other stuff, but that's okay. We're cooking with gas now, apparently. All right, Marco. Thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. Henry G. Ground Fog. TKE was here. Don't know if he's still here, but he was here. Marco's dropping a link to the Pocket Check on Discord. That's actually on TKE's Discord, but he's graciously allowed us to use it. So go drop your Pocket Check in there. Also, y'all let me know if the audio's good, bad, or so-so. Tegan, thank you for being here. Man, do appreciate it. Neil McKenzie's here. Thank you for being here, Neil McKenzie. Cliff Bright, thank you for being here. Ron Crow, despite his comments, I may have said some stuff to him on some lives that he feels the need to give me a little bit of grief back. That's okay, because I've given him a little bit of grief lately. Let's see who else. Fred the Lug says volume is low, and y'all let me know if the volume's still low. I'll check up with that in just a second. Fred says you still have that Ripley. Yes, I have to modify this Ripley. This should be fun, Fred. Kane M. Knives, thank you for being here. Brian White says sound is super low. Okay. Let me crank that up and see if that helps. That we ran into this problem last time. And I didn't notice it on when I had the audio on the tablet, but I may just have had the volume up, so maybe that'll help out. Ron Crow says, problems. Do you need help with your gadgets? App name for a YouTube channel. But we figured that out. We figured that out, Jim. Ron Crow. Now I can get to my stuff here. Now I can see the stuff. Mo Patty EDC, thank you for being here, ma'am. TKE, as he actually said the hello earlier. And hopefully he'll come back in here at some point in time. Kane M says sounds good. Okay. Is it too loud now? Or is this, that may have actually been when I turned the gain up, so, Kane Miranda says, TKE will be missed. He's still around. He's still here. He's taking a little bit of a break. He'll be back. Wow. Wow, Ron Crow. Come on, man. Marco says, much better. Okay, good deal. I know it is, Jim Cox. It's different than... It's different than what it was. Let's see. There's Matt Marr. Blue Collar Bachelors did a super chat. Says volume was fine. You just sound like you're in a hole. Do I still sound like I'm in a hole? Why is your volume too high? Oh my goodness. Is it too high now, you guys? I've got to play with the audio. I've started using OBS instead of the EV Mux, and so I'm still trying to get used to everything and making sure that it's good to go. Y'all just let me know if it's too much, and we'll tweak it a little bit, because it should actually sound pretty good with this particular mic that I'm using. Jim Cox says, you have it on the upside down heart logo. Yes, I do. And talking toward the blue logo. Yes. No. Let's try that. How's that? Is that any better? Waylon says, I hear a very loud click noise. Clickety click noise. Oh boy, here we go. Waylon, are you back? Are you referring back to the time? I maybe actually have to turn the gain down a little bit. Turn gain down a bit. All right, y'all, bear with me a second. We're gonna get this. And I hit the mute button in the process. So, Waylon, were you talking back to the time when Mr. Eddie was giving me grief about my Logitech mouse? Okay, I said hello to Matt Marr. And let's see. Ramsey says, sounds good to me. Bo Patty says, you're fine. We're going to get it dialed in here. It's okay. Henry G says, who's this TKE everyone is speaking of? Kelly's Mishmash. Thank you for being here, man. Jim Cox says OBS is for trying to learn the software indefinitely. Yeah, Jim, but it's a little bit cheaper. That $25 a month was. I figured if I could learn something, it might be something to try. Plus, it can allow the use of multiple cameras, so I could potentially actually show my face on a live. I did that on the test live, but we'll see. Ramsey says, if it's too high for someone, turn it down. Yep. Old Man on the Ridge says, hi, Tommy. Hey, everyone, I'm back. Oh, absolutely, Tegan. That's okay. Y'all can give me a hard time. I actually had a friend of mine that texted me a few minutes ago and told me I was ignoring him. I wasn't. I just wasn't down to that one yet. And now it's going crazy. Turn gain down a bit more. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can turn the gain down a little bit more. I must have switched things around somehow. But I know you guys are going to keep me straight here. Or at least get me back to where I should be. And now, let's see. Now I can't scroll. What's going on here with my mouse? Mr. Eddie says, change the mouse, old man. It looks like my chat skipped and now it's gone crazy. And I probably missed stuff. I don't know what's going on in here. But it looks like that's what's going on. We got lots of people chatting. Got lots of people chatting. All right, whoa. Still a little low, but much better. Mr. Eddie's in the house. And if I missed something, I apologize, y'all. Old Man on the Ridge. Fred says, we didn't like that. Don't do that again. I must have, it must have been when I moved the microphone. Yeah, Jim, I know there's a way to, have almost like an invitee in, so. Get 0 on the view meter. Well, I'm still a little bit low on the view meter then. It's not even into the yellow, so it might be a little Might still be a little bit low on the gain. That's appreciate that, Mr. Blue Collar Bachelor. And we have Carco Klaus is in the house. Carco Klaus. Carco, we might actually disassemble this tonight and start doing some sanding. Mo Patty says, I know what you look like, Tommy. Mr. Eddie showed old brother. I think he actually took a screenshot off of the live I did the other night. Okay, so that's too low. Let me reach around here and see if that helps a little bit. Y'all let me know. And the bad thing is, I'm delayed a little bit here, so I apologize. Now I'm driving it too hard. Hang on. All right, let's see something here. I may be able to do something right here. All right, let's see if this helps. It's still a little bit. I can't get the mic any further away. Okay, there we go. Now I'm getting advice from a lot of you guys, which is awesome. Yes, I was well, I'm not in the shed. I'm just in my little work area off the utility room, or off the pantry, I guess. But it's actually just on the other side of this wall. Jim Cox says, yeah, you want to talk to the mute button volume side. I learned that on some tutorial videos and it improved mine. Okay, good, Jim Cox. Thank you. Mind of Milton says, don't forget to hit the like button, peeps. Thank you for that, Mind of Milton. You be careful driving and listening there, Mr. Milton. Robert Jones, if I haven't said hello to you, hello, and thank you for being here. Mr. Eddie says, I'm not saying hi, Mom. Waylon says, you're going to sand a Ripley. I can't watch. I'm going to polish a Ripley, Waylon. That's the plan, at least. It's Carco's idea. Jim Cox says, it sounds good on my speakers. That was 2 minutes ago. Okay, I haven't changed anything in the last 2 minutes, I don't believe. But according to a friend of mine, I'm splattering. Yes, there is a delay there. Let's see. Right, exactly, Marco. This is all setting up for next week's live stream. And Ron Crow says, what's the background hiss? Oh, boy. That may be the fan on the computer, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that. The current computer is a Alienware, and if I'm going to run, well, that's the lowest it goes. So, and I guess changing the mic around may have it where you can hear that hiss a little bit more. I'm guessing. Jim Cox, a friend of mine that's a bit of an audiophile and a ham radio operator such as myself, is texting me so I can actually see it on my phone as well, and I gotta turn off the sound because I think you guys can probably hear it ding when it comes in. So I normally turn that off because Mr. Eddie and TK like to just send messages just so that it makes the phone go crazy. No, Jim, keep making suggestions. Whoa. Wait a minute. I didn't change it just now. Which way does it need to go? I need you guys to let me know. Did I turn on a noise suppression filter? And I did not. I may have turned it down in OBS software just a little bit. Is that any better? I just turned that up just a little bit. Adventure 50, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it, Lance. Did I see TKE come back in here? Or somebody just saying hello to TKE? I'm not telling you what my phone number is, mister. Hey, Brown Sugar, thank you for being here. And is it blocked for some reason? Okay. Okay, no, I did not turn on noise suppression filters. If I could, that might be good. And no, I've got the notification. I've got it on Do Not Disturb now, so it would not matter. It would not matter. So, filter will help with the hiss, and I don't. There are some noise suppressions. Let's see. I may have a noise suppression turned on right now. Ron Crow sent me a how to improve the audio, and I did not get to do that. You didn't watch the whole video. Now, I haven't watched the video at all yet. Tegan says, just want to say I love that knife stand. It's great. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. And congratulations on winning that. And said turn that back off. So whatever I've just turned on must not have been good. Okay, so I turned off the noise suppression. Robin Dallum. Okay, so now it's slightly low compared to 4 of the streams I just compared it to. Okay, so I turned the suppression back off. We may have to play with that. I'm gonna have to do not turn that back on. Tegan says. Okay, so the noise suppression wasn't doing very well. Okay, all right. Are we sounding halfway decent now? Is the general consensus we're good? Because I'm checking. Turn that processing back off, robot. All right. Is the general consensus is it that it's better if I could talk and actually enunciate things? It might sound better. But is it sounding better than it was when we first started? Is that the Ron Crow says 5x5? AMC says sounds good to me. All right, good deal. All right. Robin Dallin says, sounds good. And, all right, so for tonight, y'all drop your carries into the Discord, and we'll go over those in a little bit. Skull says, sounds good except for a continual small hiss. We'll see if we can't figure that one out and get rid of that, because the only thing The only thing I'm hearing in here is the fan, and I don't think I can do anything with that. That's it's an Alienware. I need to get a different computer for in here. Maybe in the next maybe for Christmas I'll get something from the daughter and son-in-law. We shall see. And let's see. I'm not gonna mess with it again tonight. So I apologize for that hiss. There's not a giveaway tonight, Tegan. However, the last Tuesday of the month, it is giveaway time, and I have a special, something a little bit more special than usual. I don't have it in here with me, but I've been given a knife to do a giveaway with, so we're gonna do that one. You need to adjust it so you get that low, slow radio voice. I probably don't have a voice that's made for radio anyway. So probably not that great on a live either. But hey, it is what it is. It's better than the picture, probably. Jim Cox says it probably sounds fine to the people listening on a phone. Jim's probably listening to it with a good setup on his computer. Skull says sounds good except for a continual small hiss. Let's see. Kelly says, I'm listening on my computer and it's a bit low. I have my volume at 19 to 20 usually is good for me, but I need to bounce it up right now to around 35-ish. Waylon says, your volume is very loud and very quiet, but it's perfect. Thanks. I think. Ron Crow says, you live with a very slight hiss for now. Yep. Yep, Sharon Vaughn is brown sugar there, y'all, you guys. Marco says a mech blade. No, he's not. He hasn't sent me anything lately, and I don't. Let's see. Do I have one in here? I don't even think I have one in here right now. I carry the small fix. I do have one in here. I think it may be. It's buried behind the computer. I think. No, it's not. I do have a mech blade over here. We can pull out a mech blade. I do have one. Kelly says maybe Jim Cox, maybe we're both going deaf. Bob Tislam says I hear the compression hiss now that I turned up my phone. Tegan says I was joking, but now I want to see the giveaway for next. It's a surprise, Tegan. We have to wait. Blue Collar Bachelor says as long as you don't have a face for radio, you'll be just fine. Absolutely. All right, I don't think I have any compression turned on. You know, Ron Crow sent me a video that I was supposed to watch and make changes with, and I haven't done so yet. So that's on me, and we're gonna see if we can't fix that for the next one. Hey, it's projects and such. We have to get this one tweaked in. It's not as Jim Cox says. It's not plug and play like EV Mux that tends to do a lot of stuff on the browser end and not on the CPU end. But we'll figure it out. Robin says I hear the slight hiss on my PC, but it's not bad. Like 1 out of 10 annoying to me. Okay, all right, good deal. Jim says he has his hearing aids in. All right. Ron Crow says radio voice. We're very aware you don't have radio. Oh, great. Thanks, Ron. All right. Absolutely, but that's why I like to I like to get the information from a lot of different people to see where we need to go. I'm not taking just one person, because like you say, one person may be listening on a phone, another person's listening on another person may be listening on a PC with a very good audio setup. So, and that is a Buck 110. It absolutely is. I did put that little thumb thing on it, but I may take that off, because about every time I try to open it with that, I tend to try to shave my fingernail off, or fingerprint off on my thumbprint off, I guess you could say. And I'm looking at trying to get a sheath for that, a belt sheath, because if you guys know, that's how they used to be. That's how they used to be carried. Oh, Ron, just wait till the next time I'm on one of your lives. Oh, so last week we talked about modifying the Ripley, and I know this live is still going on. Yes, it is. We talked about modifying the Ripley, and Carco wants me to polish it, and I figured that if I was going to be working on the Ripley, I might just do something with one of my own knives first, and see if I could get it polished. Now this scale I have done a little bit with, but not as much as I have done on this one. So I think that was looking fairly good. It's a learning process, and I went from a somewhat coarse grit to a very fine grit, and the phone may have just, I think my camera may have just gone off. I do believe it did. Stand by, folks, because it has decided to kick my camera off. And let's see. Y'all stand by. I don't know if the audio went out or not. Technical difficulties, please stand by. That's right. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Okay. Just the audio just the video's gone out. Apparently audio is still good. Let me figure out why this thing has decided it's going to not show the camera here. Let's see. That's not what I need. I need this one. And I think I'm back. Just slightly. Alright. I don't know why. It just decided it was going to turn the camera off. Such is life. We keep going. Alright. Let's see what's happening in the chat here. Mr. Eddie says this life's still going on. We're trying. It's on its last legs, I think, Mr. Eddie. Bob Tism says nice selection, digging the Poi Kilo. I have two of these that are on loan, two Poi Kilos that are on loan from Fred the Lug. I think they're actually on loan to Fred from Poi Kilo. That's a this one's very interesting. It's actually an integral, and I have a disassembly and cleaning video of it. If you'll notice, there's no external hardware showing. So, but there's a trick to get one of these sides off, and pretty cool knife. Although I was not surprised, or I was not prepared for the price, and was surprised at the price. This one, I think it's got some cool colors and looks really cool, but you have to get off of that lock bar in order to get it open. And half the time, if you're touching that lock bar, it's not going to deploy. So to me it's awkward. You have to awkwardly hold it in order to get it to deploy. What per kilo is on the far right? That is the VK. Oh, you had to ask me, didn't you? This is the VK Shark. It's got another name, but that one's called the Shark, and you can see why with the lines. I don't know the name of that one. Marcus says you're going to make the Ripley better. Well, this is Carco's plan. He wants me to polish it to a high polish. He wants me to anodize it, and then he wants me to tumble it. So this should be an interesting project. And I protested to Carco. If Carco can verify, I protested. I'm like, that's a Ripley, and you want me to do that? And he said within the first week, he had snapped the tip of it off and had batoned with it. And he said, you're not going to mess it up. He said nothing that he can't blast and clean back up. So I said, okie dokie then. Old Man on the Ridge says, do you hear that high-pitched ringing? Oh, wait, it's on everything. No, Mr. Eddie, I'm not getting another Vulcan. But man, they look good. That he had some really good looking knives in the batch from today. And let me see if I'm missing anything. Okay, my phone's not wanting to work now. Okay, I think we're still good. We're still good there. Okay. Baptism says, just now realizing the Kubi Pioneer is a bit of a Puikilo ripoff. I have seen the Pioneer. I'll have to look at that one, Baptism. Jim Cox says, Ryan can go on all night as long as his OBS doesn't shut down his screen. Yes. And then that's when we had the technical difficulties. Waylon says, the audio went out. Marco's, thanks, Marco. This makes TKE's live look almost professional. Oh, shots fired, Marco. Man, that's pretty rough. Audio is something I'm going to reuse. Hey, Roger Baker, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. And Ron Crow says, Baptism could be wrong, but believe the Kubi Pioneer predates the Puikilo. Robin says, that was my issue with the Puikilo Taro. I wanted to love it, but it was so awkward. And that is right. Fred knew what it was because it came from Fred. This is the VK Zen. And I don't know if it says it on here or not. It looks like either a cat or a fox or something. I don't know. Fred says the integral is the VK Zame, also called the VK Shark. Fred's on top of it. Thanks for Fred. Appreciate it. That one's really cool. The disassembly of it's really cool. But man, Baptism says the far right Poikilo and the Kubi Pioneer are twins. I think I've had the Pioneer. I'm pretty sure I have. Baptism said, wait, who did this to a dining knife? That's Carco. I think this is number... This is an early on Ripley. And it's also a left-handed Ripley. But he's wanting me to... Yeah, Carco putting the Ripley to work. Absolutely. Robin, this is actually a Vulcan that I'm playing with myself. Here's the rest of the Vulcan. But I also have another Vulcan, which is the crossbar lock one, and so I've got two. But I was he did a drop of 3 today, and I was mentioning on that on his post on Instagram that he was almost making me want to pick up a third, but I can't do that right now. And somebody else posted, apparently they've got 20-something Vulcans, so that was pretty wild. Caden, thank you for being here. I don't recall seeing you again, or seeing you before. Hope to see you again, though. Thank you for being here. And Waylon says that's the good thing about titanium. You can do so many finishes. Yep, absolutely. And if you don't like what it is, you can change it up. You can tumble it. You can polish it. So, absolutely. Waylon, I think you guys are right. I think I recently had the Pioneer and thought it was pretty good. But Fred sends so many knives, I lose track after a while. Mr. Eddie says, any other live going on? I don't know. Possibly. Let's see here. I can't tell how many people are here. But it looks like about quite a few. So there must not be. Sorry, Mr. Eddie, you're stuck with me. Or a video game, I'm not sure. Baptism says, I got almost a year to get my bless, and someone is out there batoning with one. Baptism, not only did he snap the tip on the Ripley, he also snapped the tip on his Newt. Carco says I guess this is number 3 and it's been around. So, Robin, Mr. A said, Robin, dial him, get a Vulcan. I have a few. He does. Robin says, people buy my knives so I can buy a Vulcan, please. Yep, I got you on that number 3 Ripley. There you go, Robin. Check with him. Yep, I sent you the KB Pioneers, the one with the heavy, deep milling pattern. Okay, yep. 34. What you talking about, blue collar bachelor? All right, let's see what else is going on here. Let me get these cleaned off, and we've got a knife to unbox here that came in, and I haven't seen that one yet, so let's go ahead and work on that. This is the Blessed Knife Ripley, the aforementioned one. We may get into the disassembling this one and starting to polish this one up, but apparently some folks are. It's all already fairly smooth, so I don't think it's gonna. I think I may start with a fairly fine grit. But yeah, some folks may want to tune out before I do that, because apparently it's a bad thing. All right, Lance, appreciate it, man. Have a good night. Oh, you said 34 people were watching. Okay. It jumps around, and sometimes it's crazy. But thank you for that, sir. Bob Tism says, busting up perfectly good folders. We're not busting them up. We're modifying them and personalizing them, Bob Tism. Or something. The Ripley pry bar. Yeah. It could probably double as that if something catastrophic happens, but we're going to think positively and think that whatever I do might be interesting. Let's go that way. And this is a Buck 110. This one was actually gifted to me by TKE. And you can't flick these open. You just have to kind of slow roll them, or they tend to want to bounce back. And of course, the way we used to do the small ones when I was a kid, this is a long time ago. You grab pinch the blade and drop the handle and open it that way. But yes. Bob Tism says, or something. Mr. A says, okay, I'm out. That's right, Bob Tism. Well, I do usually carry a pry bar, and I try not to use knives, just pry bars. But yeah. Tegan says, long. Now you didn't have to drag it out that long, Tegan. That's a little dramatic there, sir. There's way too many G's in that long. Blue Collar Bachelor says, put a matchstick in the liner so that the point is slightly prominent. Yeah, I'd end up slicing my leg open. Robin says, kids these days. All right, and this is the Katsu that the guys gave me for my birthday, and it came well taped up. If you saw that live, you saw me struggling to get every piece of this knife unwrapped from the aforementioned tape, and then assembled. They really made me work for it. Robin says, if you haven't watched the birthday video, go do so. Yeah. And these are the two Poikilos. This is the Zen, and this is the Shark. And the Shark part is easy to remember. You can see the fin openings there. And then there, if you look real closely there, you can see that is crystallized titanium bolsters there, or insets there. Just not anodized, so just crystallized. So thought that was pretty okay, cool. I still think that crystallized titanium looks like the tin that they and I'm drawing a blank on the whatever we call it. Dan Hazard said, here from me, MC's channel. Thank you for dropping in, Dan. Really appreciate that. Galvanized is the word I was looking for, Waylon. See, having you guys around when I have a brain fart and can't remember what I'm supposed to be saying, you guys help me out, and I appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and get that one off to the side. That is the Poikilo Zen, Poikilo VK Shark, and this is the Mr. Eddie skinning knife that he sent me. Haven't got to use that for that purpose yet. I did get some additional stickers from someone at the Ham Club meeting tonight, and he's asked that I include these on the next giveaway. So I've got additional stickers there, and also got a little packet from Darkwater today. So I've got some additional stickers to add to the giveaways. And just to let y'all know, once we hit 1,500, well, we've got a good many people here. We're going to have a 3-knife giveaway when we get to that 1,500 subscribers. We've got a QSP Canary that we're going to give away. Kind of keeping the theme here. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. And then we've got a Latama Victorium, and I forget the model there. If Fred's still around, he'll probably remind me of what that is. And we have a TRM Holy Nerd, which is this is the newest version that they have out. Ver2, that's right. See, Fred's helping me out. Told you, you guys helped me out. I actually have my extra Jim Cox, if that's what you're asking, sir. But we have the TRM Holier Nerd. And you can actually, this one is actually flickable now. So, with a larger opening hole, and this one's still breaking in a little bit, but man, I wanted to keep this one, but I have to thank TRM for providing this, and there's also some other goodies that'll come along with that one. Got a TRM keychain and a couple of TRM stickers, but then we'll add a swag pack to each one of these, including some items from Kelly's Mishmash and a lot of stickers. So that's coming up. I think I have just over a couple of hundred more till we get to 1,500. So that'll be separate and apart from the normal monthly giveaway. All right, and then let me keep this. Let's go ahead and cut into this. Oh, I did get this one in earlier this week as well. This was actually did some wheeling and dealing and trading, and got this one in. This is a exclusive from a knife shop in New York. If Fred's listening, he will let me know what the we talked about it the other day. It starts with an F, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a place that I would normally think to go to get a knife, but they apparently have some exclusives, and one of these is LMAX blade steel, and these marbled carbon fiber, Freight on Lock and Safe Store in Syracuse, New York. See, Fred is helping out as usual. So that's this one here, and pretty cool PM2. When I'm doing the size comparisons, I like having knives that a lot of people have, and apparently a lot of people have PM2s. So I'm just trying to provide, and I did not slice that one very good at all. And that one's going back in the pocket. Alright, so this is a knife that I've seen a few times, and actually got some additional stickers from him. So these will go into the giveaway packs as well. Slide that off there. But this is one that I've been wanting to try and take a look at. Tegan says I'm 1,112 away from my 350 giveaway. Dale Lane, I don't think I've said hello to you. Dan Hazard says, when the giveaways are normally we have a giveaway the last Tuesday during the live. We have a knife giveaway for members, and then we have those that are present giveaway. We give away a lot of the times it's a knife stand. I have 3D printed knife stands that similar to this. I have different colors. And some other 3D printed EDC items. We have, there's a little knife kit that you can put together. It's, of course, 3D printed, so it's not actually going to cut much. But there's also some 3D printed bit drivers with bit storage inside the handle, and then you've a little magnet there to hold the bit in. But when I get to 1500, then there will be the bigger giveaway with the TRM, the Latama, and the Civivi. All right. Jim Cox says I need to get my general license before 2027, so I don't have to buy another question and answer manual. Yep. Oh, Tegan says I was 112 away from my 350 giveaway. Y'all go subscribe to Tegan, and get him up to 350. That's I gave my grandson one of those Dan Hazard, and he's probably destroyed it by now, but I can make him another one. I've also got a Spyderco kit, one that I want. Well, I think it's one that Spyderco licensed or whatever, and I've got that for him. But he's only 5, so we're not up there to the real knife area yet. But I've got him somewhat interested, and he knows when he comes over here that he's not to touch a knife. So, back to the opening here. Let's do that. This is one I wanted to check out. This is the Orbital Knives Callisto. Okay, and the first thought is it's a little smaller than I thought it was going to be, but it's also pretty cool nonetheless. We've got the denim micarta scales there. It looks like it's coming across on the camera kind of crazy, but it's the micarta feels nice. Nice clip on this, and less than $100. So great access to the lock bar. Really good on the reverse flick. And I think it has a titanium backspacer as well. Pretty sure I think I read that. The 154 cm on the blade steel. So not a bad budget knife. And the action is great. So, we've got the QR code there if you want to pause and click that. It's a 3-inch blade, stone wash. Again, if I didn't say it's a Callisto, right, Dan Hazard says 9 unless they're 9 and in scouts and using Swiss Army knives like Victoria knife. No real knives. Not for a long time. All right, let's see. Let me go over here and bring up Discord and go over to the TKE one. And go to the, somehow it's now the HWG-Eddie-Live pocket check. But I do have some new ones, it looks like. So we'll go over there, and I'm actually going to drop a link again to this. So if you're not already on the Discord, let me know and I will send you an invite. But that's the link if you're on the Discord. And y'all bear with me a second. Now I have to switch. Now I have to use my crazy OBS to get let's see, Windows capture Discord. Yeah, that's what we should be doing. Let's see if it brings it up. And it's not. Why am I not seeing this? Bluminati Ninja says, check out Tegan. Thank you, Blue, for doing that. And thank you, Blue, for being here. Appreciate that. Y'all check out Tegan. And I'm going to figure out if I can get the screen to come up here, because it says it should be coming up. Okay. Maybe not. Hey. Okay. That is not where we wanted it. Let's... Okay, that should be it. Skull, are you a member of that Discord? Let me see if I can put a invite to the Discord. Okay, this should be, if I can get back to the right, what I'm pasting now should be an invite to the Discord. Try that, and once you get there, then that link should take you to the channel where we're dropping the pocket checks. Derek, for real, thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. All right, let me get back to trying to get this. It's not wanting to. Right here. Okay, do I have to have this up over here maybe? Let's try that. I'm still trying to figure out all the switching on OBS. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, it does not like that at all. And then even when it looked like it liked it, it didn't like it. Oh, wait a minute. We're getting there. Okay. I think we're there. Sorta. I'm going to turn that off. There we go. All right. I think I'm somewhat there. Okay, that's Gonz's carry. Looks like we've got a nice Rosie, which may actually be Trish's, I'm not sure, and a very cool flashlight. I'm not sure who N is, but that is a very cool Evo, it would appear. And I do not know what the other one is. It's a React something another. Looks like it's maybe got some snail trails there. But a nice picture there. Robin Dallum has a Spyderco. Looks like a Yojimbo, or in the Yojimbo family. And then a American Blade Works button lock. Very cool. I'm a fan of American Blade Works. In fact, I have one there y'all can't see, so I don't know why I'm getting a knife out that y'all can't see. All right, there is Mind of Milton showing off his new to him Vulcan knives, and that is a very cool knife. That's the one he picked up from Mr. Eddie. So, a very cool Vulcan knives. If you haven't checked out Vulcan knives, I suggest doing so. Custom knives. I don't think he's had two that's come out that's the same. So check those out. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Robin Dallin says Titanium Tuesday. Looks like we have a brown Jaeger, and that looks like a. I'm not sure if that is another Brian Brown. It looks kind of like a Weir, and maybe he said what it was. Let's see. Nope. If Robin's still in here, though, he can tell us, right? I want to say that's a Weir, but I could be wrong. Blue Bonatti has dropped the link to Vulcan knives. Appreciate you guys dropping links. If you've got mod status, please don't hesitate to link someone else or link even yourself. That's the way that we kind of get our channel out to other folks. So please don't hesitate to do that. And I like to go through and check and make sure when I'm watching a live, make sure that I'm subscribed to those that are supporting us. I try to support others as well, so please do that. All right, let's see. We got another Vulcan. Fred says playing with a Vulcan Wasp and the Kunwu Excalibur, two largest knives in my collection. Very cool knives. There's the Vulcan Wasp. He does a very good job with the crossbar lock. And then that's the Excalibur there on the bottom. if you know Fred, Fred's not a huge fan of big knives, so he tends to like the smaller knives, which is fine. He's got some very cool smaller knives as well. Tegan says, my full carry today. Oh, great. That looks like a... Is that a Essie on top. Maybe a T-Kill on the second one, maybe. I'm not sure. I can't tell for sure. Then he's got a bevy of Spydercos. Not to mention a Olight Arkfeld. He's got his multi-tool there. Then we get down to the Benchmade bailout. And then it looks like a pair of Nipix pliers there on the bottom. So got a few more knives than I'm carrying there, Tegan, and I usually carry about 3 or 4. All right, let me catch back up, see if I've missed anything there. I think I've still got blue showing up there. Dale Lane's here. Technology's wonderful, isn't it, Dan? I've just switched over to OBS, so I'm still getting used to it. I had there's certain steps that one takes with EVMux to share screens, and it's a little different here. Yep, go learn about knives and CAD with Jim. I've missed several of his as of recent, but it's always cool to go on and learn about CAD. In fact, I've got some CAD programs installed on this computer so that I could play, but that's just too much stuff going on. Tegan says I go live every Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, if you ever want to join again. Me and Shay switch every week who hosts live. Very cool. And there's Bluminati's link to Vulcan. Kelly, we've just been cruising along. And it's a lot there taken, but it's okay. Jim Cox says, Fred the Lug, should I invest in an Excalibur? Dale Lane said, that's a week's carry for me. Tegan says, that's his usual carry, sometimes more. Y'all check out Bluminati's channel. There's probably some links on there as well to if you want to help Blue and Twisted Sis out. They're still trying to recover from that tornado. That's been several months ago now. But I think there's actually some videos of what was going on during the just shortly after the tornado. So check that out. Jim Cox says, I've put my streaming on hold for a while. Okay, good. Jim, hope you're back doing it soon. Robin says, making dinner, what have I missed? We're just still cruising along. We're checking pocket checks right now. And I stopped so that I wouldn't get terribly far behind on the chat. Fred the Lug says, Jim Cox, surprisingly, I've joined the Excalibur. It's much larger than I usually like. Not sure if they are currently available. And Mr. Eddie says, maximum effort for some reason. All right, let's go back to checking out the pocket checks. See what else we have there. Dale Lane, it's got a nice, looks like a Benchmade 940. That may be the mini, but I'm not sure. It doesn't matter though. It looks very cool. Very nice. Also, is that the same one? Very cool. Looks like about 3 different pictures of that knife. Very cool. Trying to catch the polish. Very nice. HWG Ronin, probably in here, and I don't know who that applies to. And I am not familiar with this knife. Maybe I'm gonna keep my mouth shut here. That says Deadpool. Is that a... I want to say that's a Microtech, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Somebody here will probably know. Probably. All right. Ryan Crow says, Kaiser Milital in M390 and 80s camo carbon. Words are hard. Artisan Cutlery Knives Revel in MagnaCut and TI Scales and a Mad Yako Hank. I think the Milital is very cool, but I think maybe they might have made too many variations of that. There'll be one here on the table when you guys come back to the tabletop. I keep trying to show it, and I don't have the camera off to the side here. So, and then there's a Mad Yako Hank. And is that the last? That does appear to be the last. All right, let's see if I can throw the desktop back up there. Oh, wait a minute. We have another one to look at. Skull says that's our C. Reisner Sugar Maple Jack Purple Titanium. That's a nice looking knife. The crystallized TI looks like. And also a nice slip there. Very cool. All right, let's see if I can come back to that, and hey, look at there. Made it back. No worries, Dan. We can go back and check it out. Ron Crow says there can never be too many variations of the Kaiser Milital. I don't know, man. Jim Cox says it says HWG Ronin. Andre de Villers Ronin. Okay, very cool. I presume. And Mr. 80 says Jim Cox, correct. It's okay, Dan. We'll wait on you. Mr. 80 says there's too many Kaisers around in general. Dan, just let me know when you've got it up there, and I'll switch back over. There are a lot of brands right now. Dale Lane says the frame lock is an awesome knife. They definitely could have done without the liner lock. Are we talking about the Milital? I got the White Mountain exclusive one with the, I think it's blue rich light, maybe. I think that's what they said it was. Could be wrong, but it's actually a decently cool knife, and pretty good action too. I had to check and make sure it wasn't loose pivot. The action's really good on it. All right. Yep, Dale says the Milital. And Jim Cox says analysis paralysis is real. Illuminati was reading back just a minute ago. Hope everything goes well with Twisted Sis. Y'all get that figured out and fixed. Dan Hazard says, man, I want a Vasti Thunderbird with a crossbar and no front flipper. Mr. Eddie says, I think I touched a Militaw once and wasn't impressed. Tiger Claw's here. I think Tiger Claw is associated with Darkwater, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you for being here, sir. And I believe I may have received a package from you today with some stickers in it that we actually pulled out a little bit earlier. All right, let's get the Callisto off the table here. This is the American Blade Works. This is actually the Model 1. The Model 1 Warney, and this one's modified just a little bit. This one has a little bit of a fuller milled into the blade by none other than Michael himself, and so I'm able to do some reverse flicks and thumb openings with it. So just a little different than the stock one, and I think I might be getting to try out a new version of one of his knives here, hopefully soon, once they get them going. And again, that's the Militaw. I usually use the Militaw for a comparison, since there are so many of them out there. All right. All right, Dan says got the picks up. Let's see if I can switch back over. And is it showing? Maybe. Nope, not yet. I think I got it now. And I think this would be Dan Hazard. The Solstice, I'm not familiar with which one that is. Nice titanium long blade. What is that? That's a ZT, I believe. And that looks like a Benchmade Griptilian with custom scales. And a little wire tie opening method with a I'm not familiar with the brand of flashlight there, but very cool there, Dan. And let's see. Actually had two pictures there. Thinking that may be an old ZT, maybe? I'm not sure. Tell us a little bit about it, Dan. And Nightcore. Okay. I should have known that. I do have one Nightcore. Got too many flashlights, too. But, very cool. Dan says, Solstice is my EDC and changed the rest around. Very nice. Alright, let me see if I can easily bring this back. There we go. Hey. Getting there. Dan says ZT0450. Very cool. Mick Ranger, thank you for being here, man. Jim Cox says, if I go back to the office, a solstice would probably be in regular rotation. A solstice or a canyon. Roger Baker, thank you for being here. I think I said hello to you already, but I am not sure. All right, let's go ahead. What time is it? Let's go ahead and start disassembling the... Let's start disassembling a Ripley here. I also need to figure out how to turn the microphone off very quickly in case I need to take a drink of water so that you guys don't have to hear that. We're going to use that to store the bits and pieces of said Ripley. But let's go ahead and do that. Tiger Claw says, Blade Show West was fun. Glad you had fun. And did you were you able to pick up a knife? I think you were working on getting some funds for... I think you were working on getting some funds for Blade Show. Were you able to pick something cool up? And these are T8s on the pocket clip screws. Have I had this one apart? I think I have. I did not take the clip off though. It had some gunk there, probably from when Carco used it for batoning. I think I did take this one apart. But maybe not, because I'm getting some junkus there too. I know I took the newt apart, and I think I'd already taken apart the Predator, so I may not have taken, maybe not. I don't think I'm thinking maybe that's a negative on this one. So it needed to come apart anyways. That's just going to spin right there. Theoretically, it should come apart, but we got to take that pivot out first. And I think that's a T. Okay. It's probably at least a T15. Yes. All right. Robin Dallum says, everyone with a sensitive stomach turn away while he disassembles a Ripley. Ha ha ha. Tiger Claw says, I got 5 knives. Awesome. Definitely does not look, it is not a safe queen. This is, this knife has character and has been used. Dan Hazard says, there's a white knife in Amazon called the Xiphus for $15. Honestly, sharpest budget knife I've ever received from factory. Skull says, most people that went to West got a Halloween knife. All right, now while we're anxiously awaiting to see what Tiger Claw got, and I'm trying to cut myself with the Ripley. That would not be good. I definitely have not had this one apart. Look at that. What was that, Robin? What were you saying about sensitive? Look. Look at this. Would you look at this? Good grief. Look at the I think if I had cut myself with this, there's the bearing there. It was in need of some a little bit of TLC. This thing's gonna be running right or something. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and wipe this stuff off before I put it in the bucket there. I think the detent hole there was filled with stuff. Look at there. Let's get right there. Look at that. Let's push that pivot out, drop those pivots in there, get these other screws in there. Wipe these down. Wow. Is Carco still in here? It is not a case queen at all. Tiger Claw says I picked up all KB and Kubies. I got a Cyrus and a Pioneer. I'll say the rest. Let me find the names. John Tagamori, thank you for being here. Dan Hazard says gunky. Absolutely gunky. Jim Cox says tetanus shot time. That's what I was thinking if I'd have cut myself. It was tetanus shot time. I think I'm up to date on my tetanus shots though. But I may have had to have a booster. That's getting it. We'll set that off to the side. I shouldn't. Wow. Y'all watch this. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. When Carco says he uses his knives, he means he uses them. So that's what we're going to work with. But let's get the gunk off of it first. Dan has this is what oil do you use? I use I've started using Gunny Glide a long time ago, and I really like Gunny Glide. But that's just my preference. It seems to work well on most knives that I disassemble and clean, and I disassemble and clean a pretty good amount. I've not had anybody complain about the knife when they get it back, so let me see if I can take this out. Should be able to. If not, excuse me. If not, I have a Knipex sitting to the side that I'm going to have to use. And I like using that Knipex because it is smooth jaw. So in other words, you're not going to mark it up if you need to grasp one of these barrels that I'll need to clean if I don't drop it. All of this stuff will get doused in soaked in alcohol a little bit before it goes back together too. All right. So we have two fairly clean. Well, now I need to get this off. Okay, let's wipe that down again. Now I have two fairly clean Ripley sides. Do y'all want to see me start sanding on these or not? Would you rather not see that? All right, I'm going to try to clean off this because we did drop some gunk out of there for some odd reason. Carco. I'll let this dry and I'm going to catch up on the chat while that's kind of drying off here. Mick Ranger said, Tiger Claw, you got some nice stuff. Enjoy, be careful. Blue Minati says, gotta call it a night. Work comes early, much love, gang. And that was about 4 minutes ago. Blue's probably gone. And have a good night, Blue, if you're still listening. Tiger Claw says, I got 1K worth of Knives and Blade Show. Awesome. John Tagamori says, is that a Blessed Knives grill you're working on? That is a Blessed Knives. This is a Ripley. This is number 3. And you may want to cover your ears, John, but Carco has asked me to polish it, anodize it, and then tumble it for him. So there's some people that I think want to watch, and some people that don't want to watch. Tiger Claw says I picked up an Alton Stethno and a Mini Wraith. And Jim Cox says I bought a set of smooth jaw pliers in various shapes for tube amp work. Oh, very cool, Jim. I have a... You'll like this, maybe. What did I do with it? The kids gave me a tube radio kit. Which I've got some tube ham radio, but this is just a regular receiving radio. So I haven't done it yet. I need to do that. I want to see the nice glow of a tube. Robin says I've zapped myself a time or two tinkering with tubes. Yep. Jim says I've got all the tools, but I haven't done a recap yet. Yep, it's very cool that a lot of the amplifiers that are for music, a lot of the ham radios use tubes as well. Some of the same tubes, I believe. Dan says, "Did you answer the oil question?" Yeah, I use Gunny Glide. There we go. I use Gunny Glide a good bit. That's just my favorite one. I've picked up a few more bottles. That one's getting a little bit low. It doesn't take a whole lot, so that one will still last for a good long time. And I do have another bottle in there. Jim Cox, the collector, strong in you. Hoarder, collector, yep. Tiger Claw says, you want to know how much I spent at Blade? No, Tiger Claw, we probably have, some of us have done the same thing. Gone to Blade and either didn't get a whole lot or spent way too much. It goes both ways. Alright, did you guys decide whether or not we were going to be doing this, actually sanding on this now, or if we were going to call it a night? Robin says, do it. Oh, let's see. I'm going to start with, let's see here. That's 1,000. I may start with 1,000 and see what it does. Because, okay, that's 1,200, 2,000, 2,500. I don't think I need to do 600 or 800. Or maybe even, okay, that's 3,000 there. Okay. I'm going to start with 1,000 grit. That's not, but he's got some pretty decent character marks in there. But it doesn't feel like it's crazy. Let's go ahead and try 1,000 and see what happens. Alright, you guys, here goes nothing. Here we go. Do I need to point the microphone toward the, so you guys can hear this? Well, that's actually doing pretty good. I don't know if you guys can, if it's showing that it's polishing yet, but it's getting there. It's feeling pretty smooth. The only thing I'm seeing, there's a little mark there, but remember, we are going to, the plan is to polish it out to like a, as smooth as we can get it, then anodize it, and then tumble it. We have to protect that area when I do the tumbling. And I'm not sure what he wants me to do with the chamfered edges yet. We'll figure that part out. Yep, there's a. I also have some video on the Newt baptism. There's a left-handed. Of course, Carco has left-handed everything. There's a Newt that I did as my first. Blessed knife. There's also another blessed knife in the house here. This is the number 00 Predator. That's TKE's. But we're not modifying that one. I just need to review that and get it back to him. But I actually have two blessed knives here. I'm not gonna polish the other one. For one, TKE would probably not be happy. Donnie would probably not be happy. Let's wipe this off and see what it looks like. You can tell there's some residue on it. So looking pretty good. And then it's just going to be this process. I'll polish with 1000 for a while, and then I have 1200. I'll go over that for a while. I have 2000. I have 2500, and then I have 3000. And that's what I was doing on the Vulcan knife. So that's what I'll continue to do on this one. But it's going to be a long process. And then I'll probably do the final assembly. Well, I'll probably do the anodizing on a future live. We'll plan on that. We'll see how that goes. So this is the other scale. So you can tell it's already got some shine coming up on it now. And that's just with the 1000 grit. But you can also tell we're getting some grit. We're getting some polish there. This one's going to be a little harder to polish because I'm going to have to press down the lock bar and try to keep that all smooth. Let's see what we can do here. Polishing some skin too. That's going to be a little bit harder. I may have to figure out a way to fasten my board down, or my pad down to the board here, because I'm gonna have to push that up to so that's getting the proper polish as well. Fun stuff. Why is it so quiet? Guys, start talking. Probably because Tiger Claw, they're in awe that I'm actually sanding a Ripley. Darkwater says, yo, Darkwater, got a package from you guys today. Looks like Tiger Claw may have actually sent it. Thank you for sending that. Jim Cox says, I wonder if you could screw a chunk of wood to it to straighten out the lock and provide a handle for sanding. Bobtism says you need a vise. Probably all of the above. And I'm pulling a Darkwater here, modding a knife. And yes, he probably can. What's the best way to make sure that I polish this this lock here, Darkwater? I'm trying to push it down as I'm as I'm sanding the other part, but and it's getting some, but it looks like it's not quite getting. Of course, there may be a dip in the material there as well. Mind of Milton, are you still driving or did you manage to get it parked? Darkwater says, just got back from Corn Doggy's game. Phone is back online. Starlink will be tomorrow. Darkwater, are you guys just now getting Starlink or have you had it before? I had Starlink for a year and a half. And it was awesome until fiber came down the road and then we switched. But I'm really glad we got the Starlink when we did. It was a huge improvement. Mick, I just got my sticker pack today, so it may be in the mail, man. Dark Horse is just now getting it. Very cool. Game changer. I think I was doing lives with it. I can't even remember now. Yeah, I was definitely doing lives because we've had the fiber less than a year, so I think I've been doing lives longer than a year, maybe. Darkwater says I solely put pressure on the bar. Okay. But I did just get mine today, Darkwater. So there could be a possibility that some of them are still floating around out there. It's getting there, and so we are getting some stuff done here. Let's wipe that off with a alcohol pad and see what it's looking like. I feel like we're probably getting more gunk on this one because of the of that biting into the sandpaper there, but it's getting there. That side's going to be a little bit more work than this side here. That one's looking pretty good thus far on this iteration of the grit. All right, let me. You guys can still see it right here, right? Let me see if I can. I feel like I'm sanding my fingers at the same time, and I probably am. This one's hard to grip. And I can also I may be able to hold that up, put some pressure on that, and then also the reason I'm trying to do the lock bar at the same time, I want it to have the general same progress on it, same progression of sandpaper. In other words, I want this side looking as much like the other side as I can get. And it's getting there. It's just a little slower going than that totally flat side. Oh, there's Morbid Klaus. There's Carco. TC Blades. Hey man, hope you're doing well. Goodbye, Will. A polishing wheel. Yeah, I have a in fact, it's right here. I have a Dremel. However, we're not doing that yet. And I can get a polishing wheel for it, but not yet, not yet. Carco says green. That's what we're planning on doing. A high voltage green. Okay, looking pretty good. You can see wiping the, you can see streaks of wiping the grit off of here. All right, so that's the first step. I have think, successfully demonstrated sanding on a blessed knife. I'm pretty sure that may be the first time in YouTube history that someone has taken a blessed knife apart and started sanding on it. And you guys are dinging like crazy. Gotta turn down the volume. Okay. And I think my phone's probably fixing to start too. Absolutely, Mick. That was the thing. That was still got a little, well, that's residue there. Look at there. That's with 1,000 grit, and I'm going to plan on going even further down and making it more smooth. Got to talk to Carco about what he wants to done with the relief cuts there and the chamfers, because that could be interesting. So okay, let's see, what time is it? It is 11:30. We've been going for 2 hours now. I think that's probably about it for now. I need to go ahead and get out of here and start winding down for the evening. But I appreciate everyone that's been in here. We had a good crew, but I think that part of that was because Darkwater wasn't live tonight. It doesn't appear like, and so some folks came and stayed here a little bit longer. Really appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Hope to see y'all again next week. Remember the giveaways coming up at the end of this month, the last Tuesday of the month. We'll have a giveaway, as well as the big 1,500 subscriber giveaway coming up very soon, hopefully. Well, fairly soon. It's not very soon because I'm not gaining that many per each week, but it's getting there. It's slowly but surely growing. All right, you guys, really appreciate y'all. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.